Good morning, everybody. It's day one of our tour with Rock Jumper. It's titled Birding, Blooms, and Big Game. Today we head out with our guide and our 4 other tour mates to begin our wonderful exploration of the western half of South Africa. This morning, after breakfast, we're going to head out from the Lakeside Lodge and travel around the Cape. We start here in Muizenberg, go down the Cape, through Simontown to Boulders Beach, where we're going to see the penguins. From there, we're going to head on down, entering into the Cape of Good Hope, which is part of Table Mountain National Park. We'll go back up and explore some of the beaches over on the Atlantic side, and then back up to Muizenberg for a late night dinner. Should be a great tour. We're really looking forward to it, and we are glad that you're along to share the adventure. This is the greater Cape Town area, and here's False Bay. En route to the Cape of Good Hope, we pass through Simontown, an interesting small town with beautiful architecture and a lot of history. It's located on the shores of False Bay on the eastern side of the Cape Peninsula, just south of Cape Town. And for more than 2 centuries, it's been the home of the South African Navy. When we get down to Boulders, one of the first things we see is the African black oystercatcher. And I just love this bird because it's got this beautiful orange or red beak and legs, so it's easy to spot. But most people come here to see the African penguin, a really interesting species, also known as the jackass penguin because it makes this loud donkey-like bray. It's flightless. You'll notice the pink above the eye, this distinctive mark. Boulders Beach is a popular tourist spot and a really beautiful spot along False Bay to see some of Mother Nature's beauty. As we leave Boulders and head towards the Cape of Good Hope, we run into a troop of Chacma Baboons along the route, a very common occurrence. In fact, this baboon ranges all over South Africa, from the Kruger to Cape Town and up to the Kalahari. Its lively antics are kind of fun to watch, but they can be a real pest to homeowners when they get into the garden houses. They can do a lot of damage. And this is why I signed up for this trip. Although Alan and I love birding and wildlife, during this brief time of year, the Southern Cape and the west coast of South Africa are ablaze with beautiful flowers. Currently, we're in the Fynbos biome, famous for its unique and diverse species. Long recognized as the smallest of the Earth's 6 floral kingdoms, the Cape floristic region is home to almost 9,000 species of flowering plants, 2/3 of which can't be found anywhere else on Earth. Here are a couple of lovely ericas, one of the prominent families within the group. You'll also see all kinds of various proteas, such as these leucodendrons, the coneflowers, the leucospermum, another common one that you'll see, and of course the proteas themselves. Throughout the Fynbos region, this is the real showstopper. But what I really enjoy is just the mass display of beautiful plants. It just can't be beat. And through this trip, we're going to travel into a number of different plant communities in southern and western South Africa. And I'm looking forward to trying to identify as many as I can for you. I'm going to include scientific names just for those that are interested in that. And I really have to thank our amazing tour guide, Jeremy, for helping me get to the point where I could begin to identify some of these things. We were fortunate to have a tour guide that was expert not only in botanical names, but also the birds, the animals. We learned about geology, astronomy, local culture, history from Jeremy. He not only drove us and guided us, but he took really good care of all of our needs during the 2 weeks on the road, covering almost 2,500 kilometers. the Cape of Good Hope. Stopping for a lunch break. Here we're visiting an old silver mine that's being restored to the native plant community. If you stuck with me to the end of this video, I'd like to congratulate you on being a true plant geek. I hope you'll come back and hear about our adventures tomorrow, where we will explore False Bay, we'll visit some bird reserves, we will visit another penguin colony, we'll look for the elusive rock jumper, and we will spend some time at the amazing Harold Porter National Botanic Garden out on the peninsula. Anyway, we hope you've had a good time and you've enjoyed some of these amazing plants. We thank you for hanging in there. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.